I'm really excited. You want to know why? Kyle Busch is coming on our show today. Fired up!
Welcome to the Kyle Long Show with your host Kyle Long and his running mate, Paul Swann. On today's show, tick tock, Chase got that clock, wreck him, barely knew him. We are gonna pump you up with Body by Jake, and the Candy Man is here. Kyle F. Busch joins the show. And now, two guys who won't raise taxes, just the roof, Kyle Long and Paul Swann.
Paul, what is going on, man? Happy Election Wednesday. It's a big week, but you know what's even bigger? The Kyle Long Show this week, because we have a lot to recap. What a weekend. Championship 4 set in stone. Lot to cover from Chase Elliott's big win. He not only does road courses, he does ovals. We got a hot streak going into the Championship 4. Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch drama there at the end. Interested to talk about that in a little bit. But first,
time for the time machine. Let's take a trip back for an immediate reaction. Here's Kyle on Martinsville.
woke up more of a Chase Elliott fan than I've ever been after Martinsville. What a race, what a finish. Kevin Harvick battling all the way back from 2 laps down, mid-stage 2, got into it with Kenseth. That was a real show of heart there. I guess I got to root for our guys, Logano and TJ Majors in the next round. What were your thoughts on the race, man?
Who called the race winner? Who called the race winner last week?
You, my smart co-host, you big brain.
It was awesome. It was a great race. Kevin Harvick, wild day for him. I mean, him going down laps and then battling back for those last few laps where he was down a point. I think Keselowski was up a point. Hamlin was up a point. Denny's my championship pick, so I'm happy he did make it. And now with Kevin Harvick, the King of Phoenix, not going on to that championship 4, it's Denny's show, baby.
And now we welcome a man who just added 5 zeros behind his 1. Coca-Cola Series champion, Nick Ottinger.
Nick Ottinger, the 2020 NASCAR champion.
All right, we are now joined by the new heavyweight champion. No, I'm just kidding. It's the Coca-Cola iRacing Series brand new champion, Nick Ottinger. Welcome to the Kyle Long Show, Nick. How are you, buddy?
I can't believe we're champs, brother. I just can't believe it.
You know what? I feel like we're champs, Paul. You heard it. He said we're champs.
Oh, baby.
What does winning $100,000 in a sim racing championship, the Coca-Cola iRacing Series, what does this mean to you?
To get the championship is what I look for. But, I mean, to have the added bonus of $100,000, that's just – it's life-changing per se. You know, everyone says it's life-changing, but it really is. I mean, it goes a long way for my family and I.
With this newfound money you got, what's the first thing you're going to go get with this?
I do need a paint job on my, 1969 Pontiac Catalina. So that's probably the first thing I would do. Yep.
There we go, man.
Some surface rust, and, I'll probably spice it up a little bit,
But what about your sim rig? I know for a while you raced with the same rim there. So what's the deal there? I know Logitech sent you some stuff, I think.
Oh, yes. I mean, they've been so supportive this year with William. I mean, I was on a 7-year-old, what at the time was a Logitech Driving Force GT, and I didn't have no force feedback in it. So I was on that wheel for 7 years, and, they were nice enough, Logitech G, to send me their new G923 True Force wheel, and it changed the game for me. I really believe that because I ain't finished worse than 7th on that wheel itself. So it really does mean a lot to have a lot of equipment that just really propels you to be next level.
So dealing with William Byron Esports, how is dealing with William Byron himself? I know a lot of people know that this iRacing series exists, and they know that real life drivers are getting involved with it. But what has your involvement personally been like with William Byron through this process?
It's been inspirational to me. I mean, to have William as, a boss. I mean, there's no way around it. He's younger than me by a couple of years, but I mean, just his knowledge, his prep time that he puts in. Back in the Pro Invitational Series, it was huge for us. This is iRacers, because I think that really propelled us in the world of NASCAR and the viewing eyes, because I had a lot of chances with William to work with some people I never really imagined. I worked with, Chad and the 24 team for a happy hour session at Daytona Road, and I never would have thought that was possible, 2 years ago. And to have William, look at, what I could do behind the wheel and just my knowledge to help him out. I mean, it's reciprocal, but I mean, just to have a true friend in him, that was really, a big step for us.
Nick, a lot has been made of the post-race emotions that were shown. We're going to take a look at the video here in a second, but just explain to me the emotions that are running through you while you're sitting there in your rig and you've just won.
I couldn't believe it coming off turn 4, not the lap prior, but just literally coming off turn 4, the last lap. And I was in shock, to be honest with you. I couldn't believe it. Like I had, my parents, come over and, share that moment with was truly, truly great because I know how much dedication I put in every single day.
Yeah, it's great. I love seeing your family in there in the shot. It really brought it home to us. Paul and I were checking it out. We love to see it, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, Nick. We know you're very busy. You got a bunch of parades you got to get to. Thank you so much for joining us. The new champion of the Coca-Cola iRacing Series, Nick Ottinger. Hope you have a good one, buddy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys interviewing me. It's nice to talk to you, Paul, as well, and definitely you, Kyle. I definitely look forward to maybe do this again next year.
All right, man. The back-to-back. But first, this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Kyle and Swann's Penalties of the Week.
My penalty is actually more of a penalty save. So Jackman, 9 car, jumps off the wall early. It's a big no-no in our pit crew world. Had the wherewithal to jump back to the wall before the car stopped. And obviously it was going to be a really slow stop, but by him going back to the wall and then running around the car and doing the pit stop, he saved them from getting that penalty where they would have to go a lap down and probably wouldn't have won the race because of that.
But you know what? It reminds me of a false start in football. I wish there was a way I could just run and get set up again. And they'd be like, oh, you're okay. The play hasn't happened yet. You're good. You're good. So my penalty of the week is this. A guy who did go a couple laps down in stage 2 when he had an incident with Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, who was essentially a shoe-in to be in the championship 4 in Phoenix, a track at which he's been dominant at. So my penalty of the week is this. And we're going to discuss this with KB in a second. But Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch getting into one another. Well, it was more Harvick getting into Kyle Busch. To the untrained eye, it just looked like a pissed off guy who was trying to door somebody. But he's fighting for a position. Kyle Busch is the only thing that stood between him and an opportunity. My penalty of the week, Kevin Harvick.
We now welcome the 2-time champion with the Hard Candy Show, Kyle Rowdy Busch.
How does it feel to have the unfair advantage of having a paint scheme that caters to children because it's a candy scheme and you have an unfair advantage in popularity?
I love it because it's perfect for me. Fortunately, in my career so far, I've been with 2 kids companies, one with Kellogg's and now ever since with M&Ms and Snickers and Skittles and all the great things and the best Halloween candies that are out there. And, of course, every single year I get to have the best Halloween schemes that are out there. So I'm really pumped always about that. So it's a lot of fun. I love it. Love the kids. They're always fun. They're innocent. They don't know no better. They just cheer for the candy car. So it's cool.
They cheer for the guy who's racing his ass off every week. And that's why we love you here. Paul's got his own fandom over there with the 3 team. But every week, I'm fighting for you here on the Kyle Long Show, so we appreciate you taking the time. I love watching you in all the series that you run in because you know what? My favorite thing is a guy that's versatile. Yep. Versatility is huge, and I think it's the best ability, and you're a guy with that, so we appreciate you for that. You have a ton of wins, man, and a lot of people like to talk shit about the nature of some of those wins. What would you like to say to those folks today? Because I will die on this hill. It's a hell of an accomplishment. Absolutely. The things that you've done in a race car.
I don't know, man. You can battle the haters all you want and then talk about how good or cool or all the wins were or whatnot, but they're always going to have some sort of fact of the matter, I guess, of that one didn't mean anything. There wasn't anybody that you were racing in truck or Xfinity or whatever, but I remember early on in the early years of running in the truck series, and I was 16, 17, whatever it was, 18, I guess. And I was running against guys like Ron Hornaday and Mike Skinner and Todd Bodine and Jack Sprague and all the champions of the series. And then also there were some moonlighters, like Casey Kane or Tony Stewart, a couple other guys that would come in and race as well too. And I was beating those guys, So felt really cool to be able to get those wins when I was a younger buck, I guess, on my way up through and not just with the experience that I have now racing against kids that don't have the experience, but those wins were really, really special to me.
No, it's awesome. I haven't been in the sport too long, but the one thing that holds true is at any level of this sport, it's hard to win. And you've done it at every level, every year. You've proven that you're one of the best. I'd say one of the best of all time. And it's fun to watch. It's cool to see it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I love doing it, man. It's nothing. I don't know anything else. I was going to maybe be a baseball kid when I was growing up. And then my dad was like, man, you're killing your grandma. You got to pick one or the other. We can't do baseball and racing. So I decided to go the racing route. Looked like it was a little bit more fun and more interesting, I guess. And here we are.
You know what, man? You're talking about being in it since being a young buck. And it's important to point out that certain drivers in the Cup Series have young bucks of themselves, sons at home who are fighting it out, and learning how to race cars and stuff. Your son, Brexton, Keelan Harvick is another guy. When you guys have beef on the track, is it kind of understood? You're like, all right, the boys are going to figure it out. They're going to go figure this out one day.
Yeah, well, right now, Brexton's so he's only 5, and Keelan is 8 or 9, so they're in different classes, so they're not quite running against each other
down the
yet.
road. Is this on the ticket though? Is this this going to be? Is this
gonna
something
happen.
that Kevin joke around about?
It's gonna happen. Owen Larson's out there. Cash Boyer, he's gonna get out there next year. So there's gonna be a lot of these kids, and I'm gonna tell Brexton, don't take no shit, man. Go get them.
I love that. I don't expect any different from you. It seems like you have such a genuinely great time doing that with your son, with your family.
I hope one of these days he at least listens to me, though. Like when I was growing up, I had a hard time listening to my dad because I didn't think he was very smart or didn't know what he was talking about. And I'm sure Brexton looks at me in the exact same eyes. But, you never know until we get a little bit older.
They come around. You're also a reality show star, as well as my co-host, Paul Swann here. Racing Wives. I'm shocked it didn't win more awards. You two clearly
they needed more of the men showing on the show. They needed more of me and Kyle.
Well, I guess we could be considered racing wives too, in that aspect. I mean, husbands, wives, husbands, flip the role a little bit. Yeah, we're sometimes wives as well too with that honeydew list.
No question.
I loved Paul's cameos on the show, and
we sure do enjoy Paul here.
I don't know who else better that you could ask to get on there. I mean, the guy's got, like I said, he's got his own surrounding and his own following of people that want to be Paul Swann, man.
I appreciate that, Kyle.
It's funny because I brought my dad on the show, KB, and he was kind of busting Paul's balls in the same regard. He was saying, how long does it take for you to get out of the house in the morning with that hairdo?
Got the hair.
Yeah. So for me, it don't take me very long. But Paul, I know he probably has to shower, and then he has to shave, and I'm not just talking about his face. And then he's got to doll up his hair. He's got to get the juju in there, and then he has to. I swear, probably the toughest decision is whether or not he wears sleeves or cut off at the shoulder.
There you go, man. That is the crucial one of it all. That's the game-changing sealer one right there.
Do you even check the weather to know which route to go?
Buddy, never. Short, skies out, thighs out, sun's out, guns out, all the time.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, so your knowledge of the racing world is very vast, but I want to focus it in on the championship. What are your predictions? Obviously, you're going to be partaking here, but the unique position of being on the outside looking in.
Man, those 4 guys were really, really good at Phoenix. I think, as a matter of fact, Denny was pretty dominant at Phoenix last fall. But this spring, I think all 4 of those guys led a portion or a section of that race and were looking really, really good. I think Chase actually looked the best and had a flat tire. So I might have to go with Chase Elliott on that one.
I'm buddies with TJ Majors, so I'm going to be pulling for Logano now. Always want to see you win, but now that the situation is what it is.
Oh, I still hope I win. I can win the race. That's fine. The rest of those guys can settle for second.
But you've already gotten your win. The streak is still alive. I want you to talk to us about the streak because I think that's important, and it's something that isn't talked about enough. The streak.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's like I said before, it's a 16-year investment. You've been in this sport for this long, and if you lose it now, you're never going to get back to that again. I may only have, 10, 12 years left in me, so I'm never going to get back to 15 again. So it's definitely a very meaningful opportunity for me to continue on that winning tradition, continue on being able to score at least one victory in a year for 16 straight years. So to me, that was when we fell out of the playoffs. That to me was like the focal point. That was the only thing left to do for the year. And Texas, we brought a really fast car, so I'm glad that we were able to win that thing straight up outright and take home the trophy.
But you say 10, 12, 13 years. I'm doing the math there on Brex. And can we have a little Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr. type action going on there?
It's possible. I'll definitely be wheeled in a wheelchair to my car in order to get in there to go racing by then. You at least at some point have to figure if you're struggling and you're not winning and you're on this winless streak, it's pretty much over. So, if it comes to that, hopefully it doesn't. I am K.F.B, by the way, so we'd love to be able to keep winning all the way through.
Yeah.
Now, I love it.
If you and him are in a battle towards the finish line and he's got a chance to win, you got a chance to win, you going to race him hard or you going to give him that dub?
Hell no, man. You got to earn this shit. Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Let's go. Love that.
It ain't easy. You can't make it easy. I told Brex, I was like, look, man, if you want to do this racing thing, you better figure out ways to win and everything that we do before you move on up to the next one. Otherwise, we just ain't rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's a good segue into the conversation regarding our pal over here, Kevin Harvick, who we talk about a lot on the show. You really made Kevin Harvick have to earn it. He came back from 2 laps down after a stage 2 incident. I'm a young fan in the sport, so I love to watch you guys battle. Take me through the incident that happened and through your point of view.
The fact of the matter is he ran me down for the last 5 laps of the race, and I was shocked because I was pushing as hard as I could go because I knew I needed to stay ahead of him and not let him get to me because I knew what was going to happen if he did get to me. So I'm just trying to run my line, trying to keep it right around the bottom and trying to keep it under the curb. But, man, I got so tight at the end of the race that I slowed down and he caught me. And I was like, well, here we go. It's the last lap. And, he was on my bumper a little bit off of turn 2. And I was like, if I go in on the bottom, he's just going to root me out of the way and push me in the stuff. So I kind of went in high into turn 3, and I think I shocked him because he was like, wait, what? Like, I gave him the groove. I gave him the bottom. And then I came off the corner, and then he probably was like, oh, he's not giving it to me. He's going to race it up off the corner. Shoot, I got to hit him. And it was kind of too late. Like, I think he didn't quite think it through fast enough as to how he was going to do it. But I kind of knew that if he was going to wreck me and I couldn't keep going, that obviously him gaining that position on me, if I just stopped in the fence or whatever, then Denny got by me, then it's a wash. You know what I mean? I would have just finished last car on the lead lap or something. So he knew he couldn't do it bad enough that it eliminated me and pushed me back behind Denny. So I don't know. There was a lot of situation in that moment.
You went full wheel, man. You kept that thing straight. I mean, you were seeing every bit of the track, and then you come out of there like the Dark Knight Batman, straight out of there. It's the coolest thing to see that to somebody who has zero skill on my end. To see somebody pull that off, I get scared when I back out of my garage and there's ice. Yeah. So I can't even imagine what's going through your mind there.
Well, when it was all said and done, and it ended the way that it did, I was like, wait, what? Like, it's all good? Like, bye-bye. I'm out. Yeah. See ya.
That is great. Well, moving on to Phoenix, we talked about it a little bit. What are you thinking about for next year? What's your mindset going into next season? Let's send a message to the Kyle Busch fans out there from the mouth, from yourself.
Well, it's been a tough season. We've certainly shown glimpses of speed at times. We had a really good car, a really fast car at Texas. So, I think we just need to be open-minded and work on some fresh ideas and some things that we can come out of the box with next year that'll produce speed again. But, I'm optimistic. I look forward to the start of every season. I always want to come out of the gate strong. You want to win a few races and get that points cushion and those opportunities built up with those stage points and everything that you need to carry yourself on through the playoffs. And we just didn't do that this year. So execution was down, but there's going to be a fresh start for everybody come Daytona, and we got to be ready for it.
we all cannot wait to see you get back after it, but starts with the championship round. Thanks so much, Kyle, for coming on the show. Obviously, you've been so cool to me and inviting open arms with the whole NASCAR community, but you especially I've been able to reach out to and been in conversation with. It's been a really good experience, and I love watching you race, man. So thanks for coming on the show. For Paul and I, we look forward to seeing you next time.
Appreciate it. Right on. Yeah, no problem. Anytime, guys. Appreciate the call out, and, look forward to seeing that championship 4-round go down. I know I missed it this year, but, hey, it's going to be cool to watch it from the sidelines and see who wins it and takes home all the glory. I know what it feels like, so it's pretty amazing to watch. And Game 7 moment, man. Here we go this weekend. Everybody better tune in. Check it out.
It's now time for Swann Names Things.
Louie, Bobby, Jack, Terry, Fanny. She's a big old unit, loves to use it. Ormond, Stanley, Oliver, wild night for Oliver. Warren, how'd you get down here? Dumping everywhere. Darth Vader, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Luke, Yoda.
Open your books to chapter 3. It's time for On This Day in History. On this day in 2001, Joe Nemechek won the Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400. They sprayed popcorn all over Victory Lane. What would be your food of choice to celebrate in?
Well, I got to think it's something that doesn't stick to me, maybe something that runs off of me very quickly. And, congratulations to Joe Nemechek, 2001. Maybe I'm going pistachios, like flavored pistachios. That way it just falls on the ground. You can 5-second rule eat it.
Yeah.
What's the rate of it falling on you after the win? What do you think, Paul?
I don't know. I like the pistachios because, I'm a scavenger with food, and I'd be all over that ground like a freaking slug, just sliding around, eating everything up, picking stuff up, putting in the pockets. But I got to go with, something a little more hearty. Big pizza guy. So, probably be a little messy, but slices flying from every which way, different toppings on different slices, flopping in the face, flopping on the chest, flopping all over the place. I think I'm going pizza.
I really like that. I like the idea of pizza just freely being there. And, if something falls on the ground, you don't have to worry about it because there's another 100,000 coming at you.
Another slice coming right at you, pal.
We now welcome to the show a man who knows Indiana Jones, the Terminator, not to mention Cheech and Chong, Body by Jake.
Guys, we got an absolute treat for you. We got Body by Jake. This guy looks like he could put me and Kyle on top of each other and bench us, squat us, toss us wherever he wants. This guy is still a beast. Jake, welcome to the show, my man.
Paul, how you doing, brother? How you doing, Kyle? What's up, fellas?
Doing great, man. Great to have you on.
Listen, it's great to be here. Kyle, we were talking before we started the show. I've known your dad for a long, long time. I'm just going to put it out there. And, he's a big star. He was a big star playing football, but he's even bigger. I mean, he's world renowned because of his Skechers commercials. Really, that's really the thing.
That's the thing.
I'll only tell you this. I taught your dad how to read teleprompter. I'm just saying it right there. Put it out there. Spread the word. But
you heard it, Howie.
Body by Jake, brain by Jake, coming soon.
That's it, Kyle. That's it. But hey, fellas, it's great to be here. And I'm a NASCAR guy. I don't know if you know. I've got a bunch of history. A quick story. Mark Martin, the great Mark Martin, Valvoline 6, Jack Roush Racing. I don't know if you know Mark, if you ever got a chance to meet him or not, but Mark during his time was considered the fittest NASCAR driver, and he was really incredible with what he did and how he stayed fit. He was actually in my first infomercial in 1992. He is an awesome, just a great family guy, a terrific human, and we started talking because I was on the tarmac with him there at Daytona, which what an incredible moment, man. As you guys know, this is your world now. But to be there in front of 100-some-odd-thousand fans and those cars getting ready to go, it just goes crazy through your body. And we had this idea to do Body by Jake, Power by Martin. And we made like 2,200 T-shirts. I said, I think that's too many T-shirts, Mark. He goes, watch and see what happens. And, they all have their rigs and all that stuff. In 20 minutes, they were all gone. 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even have it. I have a picture
donut
of the T-shirt. Like fresh.
I was going to say, hey, I need one of those T-shirts if you got any extras, my man.
Paul, I wish, we sent it over. There's a picture of it somewhere. We can find it, man. You know what? I think I'm going to show it to you on my phone. There it is, bros.
Oh, I love that. That is incredible.
Is that a crazy shirt, man?
We need that shirt. We need that shirt.
We need to remake these.
I had a lot of opportunities. I did a nice kind of ride around with Mark. I'm a Brooklyn guy, and you're not supposed to act afraid, but I think I was screaming louder than my wife and my daughter combined times 20. I'm never
thing they don't do in Brooklyn is go over 30 miles an hour because there's so much damn traffic. So It's the first time you've been over 60, 70 probably.
Well, I'll tell you this though. No, it was over 70. It was a little over 70. I will tell you that for sure. But it was what a feeling that is, man. I like fast cars. I just don't drive them fast.
All right, Jake. So we're nearing the end of the season. The championship 4 has been set in stone. It's the end of a grueling season for these NASCAR drivers. You've worked with a lot of athletes before going down the stretch in the championship. What are some words of advice, and what are some strength tips, some conditioning tips you can give them?
Well, listen, really simple. Obviously, this weekend is it, man. And these guys are ready now. It's just a matter of staying focused, staying zoned in. Kyle, you know this, man. It's about being surgical and keep your eye on the prize. Success is failure turned inside out. So this is something, this is that moment. Life is about moments, and it's about looking in that mirror and saying, changing those words, I can't, to I can and I will.
You got me fired up. I want to go run through a brick wall right now.
Let's go, boys. Here we go.
Let's go.
What else can we say here but thanks again?
You guys are awesome. God bless. Peace. Don't quit.
Rise, I say. It's time to crown a champion in Phoenix.
Oh my gosh, what an episode. Big shout out Kyle Busch, big shout out Nick, big shout out Body by Jake coming by. Paul, so we got to make our predictions now. I'm going with the 22 car, Joey Logano in the championship 4 from Phoenix. With Kevin Harvick being out of it, the door is open, as they say. Who you got?
Got to go with Denny Hamlin. The double ones, baby, number 11 car. I think he's going to have a great race. He's going to be dominant. It's his to lose.
Make sure you guys tune in, and we'll see you next Wednesday on the Kyle Long Show, 5:30 p.m. Thank you for joining us. Peace.
That's our show. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out past episodes and other champion quality videos. Till then, be good to one another. And remember, Leroy's watching.
Perfect.
No tattoos. You don't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari, bro.
Oh, yeah, here we go. This is my fantasy, all right? Your fantasy's pistachios, mine's pizza. You like otters, Nick?
Big otter guy.
The red sauce, forget about it. You know, it's what
Forget
we
about
say.
Oh, we love it.